Warning: the audio that you are about to listen to is genuine and was not created for any clickbait or engagement farming purposes. If you happen to enjoy it, then that's just a reflection of your own personal intelligence. You've been warned. Contrary to popular beliefs, detachment is not the highest spiritual level. And that's because the highest levels are not about withdrawal. It's about the ability to be fully engaged and involved while still remaining equanimous and detached. Pretty much, it's not do nothing and it's not about do something. It's about the sweet spot. And the sweet spot is responsive presence without projection. And what does that mean? That means you're engaged but not withdrawn. You're expressive, not performative. You're available, but not reaching. You're reading, not imposing. So think of it like surfing. If you give too much effort, you wipe out. You give too little effort, you sink. Right amount of effort and the wave carries you. And that wave is the energy field. It's the subtle energy field that is there in everyday life. So you're not making it happen. You're staying upright on it. And that's what this is about. It's not about being completely detached, because when you're completely detached, you're withdrawn. And when you're withdrawn, that's actually detrimental to your progress and it's detrimental to your survival. I'm using the term survival very loosely here. It's like dead energy. In fact, when you're withdrawn, it's almost like negative energy. Because if you was truly at zero, there will be a balance. That's when you're surfing. You're upright on the board. But when you're detached, a lot of popular information and content would tell you to be these days, you're actually in the negative, and that's actually detrimental to your survival and your progression and your prosperity. And the thing is, most people do not consciously know what's going on with you, but they just intuitively and instinctively know something is off here. It's literally an existential wiring we have within us. They just know that something is off. And that can manifest in so many different ways. They could be dumping their own insecurities at you because they just can't handle that pressure. They just can't handle that energy. It could be a number of things and it could be a number of reasons. But the bottom line is they're going to respond to you extremely negatively, really bad at the least. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, you have doing too much. I think we have more experience with doing too much than doing too little, even though that's popular these days. For example, even if it's not us, even if we observe it in someone else, how many times have we looked at someone and said, man, this person is just doing too much? Like, why can't you just relax, bro? Chill, sis. Why can't you just relax? Chill. They're doing too much. And when they're doing too much, you can clearly see how they're getting in their own way and they're blocking their own self. They're blocking their own prosperity because it's too much noise. So I think we've all have a lot of experience of when we're doing too much. And that's why when you're doing too much, it doesn't work out. 8 times out of 10, it doesn't work out because there's too much noise. Now you're just blasting the field. It's extremely chaotic. And if you do have some type of success, it's not duplicatable. You don't even know what happened. You might have just got lucky. But more importantly, it's not duplicatable, which is where your lack of security comes from. Because you're like, man, I don't know how this worked out, but it worked out and I'm glad it worked out. Let's keep moving. But that's not duplicatable, that's not replicatable. Therefore, you don't have any security in that. So that's why, back to the original point, the highest level of spirituality is actually when you're in the sweet spot, when you can be totally engaged with life while remaining detached at the same time. And I can admit that is not easy to achieve. It may take a great deal of trial and error, but when you get there, it is ever, ever, ever so worth it. May God bless you and keep going, because the payoff is indeed worth it.